A fisherman who had gone out to sea off the coast of southern Brazil faced a terrifying situation when an unidentified creature started jumping from the sea and chasing his boat. His eyes were glowing in the dark, and that's what made him much more terrifying. The man moved his boat as fast as he could, and luckily, he managed to escape from the unknown sea creature. The race was so tight that millimeters were at stake for the creature to jump on the boat. In the end, the creature receded into the water. A whole discussion was started on the forums about what kind of an animal could chase a boat like this. The opinions are different, but most people suggest that it was a sea lion. The coast of Spain and Portugal is known for many attacks from killer whales. In the last 12 months, there have been more than 30 incidents, but luckily, there have been no casualties. Sailor Matt Johnson was lucky enough to survive a 40-minute attack in October 2021, when a group of 4 killer whales attacked his yacht while he was sailing from Belfast to Almeria. About the event, Matt told The Times that there were 2 bigger and 2 younger whales. The young ones went on the rudder, and the bigger ones were ramming the boat and trying to spin it around. Mr. Johnson will probably never sail in these waters again. He not only saved his head, but he paid almost £10,000 to repair his yacht. Sperm whales are the largest of all whales, and also the largest living creature that lives on Earth. They can grow up to 20.5 meters long and can weigh up to 63 tons. Yikes! Luckily for us humans, they don't have us on the menu, and instead of humans, they eat big squids. However, these creatures get very angry when you haven't hit that like button below the video. Now really, they can be sometimes aggressive and do a lot of damage, and can also cause casualties. The incidents of attack by a sperm whale that have been documented are often provoked, and one of these happened in Japan years ago. The world saw a scary video of a 15-meter sperm whale attacking 2 fishing boats and killing 1 fisherman. The attack happened after the fisherman tried to drive the whale away from the bay, but before the creature swam in the open waters, the whale became agitated and flipped the boats. David Tuckfield and his wife Cunha and his 14-year-old son Shelby were terrified after a huge white shark started circling their boat. The incident happened on April 15, 2022, off the coast of Mandurah in South Perth, Australia. The family says that the shark was circling the boat for an hour and then suddenly attacked it, biting into the motor of the ship. The family estimated the shark to be between 3 and 4 meters long. The shark made a series of attacks on the motor, but after failing to sink the boat, the shark left. The visitor from the deep overestimated himself by trying to crush the steel fins of the motor, and probably lost dozens of teeth. Here is another piece of footage where a shark tries to sink a boat by biting the motors. The stubborn predator circles around and on several occasions dangerously approaches the back of the ship and is trying to stop it from moving. Again, this incident also comes from Australia, off the coast of Port Lincoln. According to the fishermen on the boat, the shark was 7 meters long. At first, it put its nose against the motor and started to push them around. After that, the shark bites both the motors, but luckily in the end, the creature gives up her intention to sink the boat. This terrifying event happened in June of last year, near Gibraltar, when 30 orca whales attacked the ship named Kismet. The attack lasted for 2 hours, with the whale slamming the boat's hull throughout. There were 3 British men on the ship who were working on the delivery of the luxury sailing vessel from Ramsgate to Greece, but the ship never gets to Greece because of the damage made by the orcas. Martin Evans, one of the ship's crew, said that now is the right time to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell below the video. Got him twice. Not really. He described the event as an onslaught. The other one says that it could have been much worse. Quote, "I began to think, is this how it all ends?" says Nathan Jones, 27, who was also on the ship. Nobody can explain why the orcas attacked the boat, but there is a possibility that one of the whales might have been hurt by a boat in the past. On a ship, against his will, but can be used as a warning when one of these big guys is swimming near your boat. This scared animal was accidentally snagged in the ship's fishing nets along Russia's Pacific coastline. And after the fishermen release him from the nets, he grabs one of them and throws him away. Nothing better will pass the ship dog who will try to oppose the big sea lion. It may not fit completely in our list, but you gotta admit, it was interesting to see this. You all remember the Kraken from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, right? Well, it may not look dangerous like in the movie, but it surely scared this surfer when the creature put its tentacles on his board. The creature is a giant squid, an alien-looking sea animal that can grow up to 13 meters long. This one is not of that size, but it sure looks dangerous as hell. The surfer was trying to get the creature out of the water, but when it hit back, he jumped into the sea. Luckily, the squid's defense mechanism isn't a serious threat to humans. Most of their poisons are strong enough to subdue their typical prey, but not to harm humans. The last two events today are history stories. The first one comes from July 30th, 1915, when, according to the writings by German U-boat captain Friar George G. von Forster, his boat came across a British cargo ship. The Germans managed to sink the British boat together with 61 crew members. But after the boat sank, an explosion happened caused by the hundreds of gallons of gasoline on board. Except that parts were flying in all directions, another thing was sent out of the water. And according to the captain's words, it was an 80-foot-long monster, similar to a crocodile. The information says that the German ship was damaged after this, but that's all. There isn't any other evidence. Can you believe it? An 80-foot-long monster? The next event happened 3 years later in 1918, and again, off the coast of Ireland. A British patrol ship spotted a German U-boat, but instead of fighting, the Germans surrendered. Their ship had been damaged. According to the German commander, they faced up a massive sea monster that started crawling up the side of the ship's vessel. The written story says that the creature had giant eyes, devilish horns, and many teeth. The creature tried to tear apart and sink the ship and managed to damage the gun in front. The arrival of the British meant salvation for the German sailors who were on the verge of being swallowed up by the great waves. There are no alive witnesses of these two events, which according to the writings happened during World War I. But it sure makes you wonder, would you believe that some mosasaurus managed to survive and found themselves in front of the German U-boats? Who can say? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.